Put the fireplace on. This is my little reading nook. And I thought I would talk a little bit about distance learning today and what our routine has looked like since this whole pandemic change that I know has really affected so many of our families. So I just thought it would be good to talk about this and just kind of update you on what my life is looking like right now. Before the pandemic, both my sons were in school. Isaiah was in a beautiful Montessori preschool, which he loved, and it was so cute. And then Oliver I did a district transfer, so he was in a fantastic school. I loved his teacher just a few minutes away. It was really great, and we were excited as parents because it gave us some time during the day to get things done and to have uninterrupted work time. In March, when everything happened, obviously we pulled both the boys out of school. We pulled them out early, even before it was like official, because we were concerned about the virus. And we started the distance learning, which was a little chaotic. And I was a little nervous about what it would look like this year for his first grade year. So I started looking into homeschooling in the summer, looking into a few different options, curriculums, but I just wanted to make sure I was giving him a proper education, and I didn't really feel like I was necessarily qualified to do that. So I wanted to give the public school that he was at, I wanted to give them a chance to do distance learning for his first grade year and see how it went. If it wasn't going well, I was gonna pull him, and I had a backup plan for homeschool. But it was like 3 days before school started. They said he was gonna have a designated Zoom teacher, a classroom, and it was gonna be at home. So we recently just switched over to his own learning room, and we are doing distance learning. So he has a teacher that I love so much. She's amazing, and honestly, just being able, I feel really lucky that I've been able to see the classroom from a different perspective, see how Oliver interacts in the class, help him as well, because she's doing reading in the morning at 9 o'clock, and then she's also doing mathematics. And a lot of times I'll sit there and listen just to kind of see where they're at, but I also have to be on top of making sure he's getting a lot of the other things done, which it definitely takes parent interaction. It's not like she's able to do everything. She does the classroom and then they break. When we did our parent-teacher conference with his teacher, I told her how much I appreciated her because I don't think I knew what it meant to be a great teacher until she modeled that for me. And I see what it means to be a good teacher and how much patience you have to have. And I do feel more confident now that if I did want to homeschool next year, that I maybe could because of her example. And so, basically what we do is in the morning, we have our, routine. Sometimes I'm up early before everybody else and I'm getting the chores done. I am cleaning up the kitchen. I'm getting ready. Of course, we have breakfast.
Do you see one?
Woo! And then school starts at 9 o'clock. So when we were previously in the music room for learning, I now have a specific room just for schooling. We have chalkboards, we have maps, we have, the teacher gives us a schedule every week. I print out that schedule, I put it out. Every day we're writing on the chalkboard what needs to be done, not only for school, but for chores and for exercise, just to make sure that, Oliver's a really task-oriented child. I'm a task-oriented person. I work really well if I have a checklist, and he's the same way. And so having that every day for him to say, like, this is what we're getting done, because once you get off Zoom, there's still science, there's still, reading time, there's different iPad programs that they have them doing. There's a lot in the curriculum that needs to be done, and that, the parent is responsible for overseeing to make sure it gets done. And don't get me wrong, I was struggling to make sure that I was balancing. Farm really took over because we started growing a lot more and really focusing on homesteading, because who wants to go to the grocery store, right? Right now, it's the grocery stores, especially in, March and April, it was scary to go to the grocery stores. And so we started growing a lot more food and wanting to experiment with canning, and it's been for the better. It's been amazing for our family. We're getting into a groove, and I think that now that we're in this groove, I could see homeschooling definitely being a part of our life in the future. So our schedule pretty much looks like that. In the mornings, we are all up at around 7:30. We have breakfast. Either Byron or myself does chores, and the kids are usually cleaning up. after their breakfast. We're trying to really instill just basic skills and respect for each other in this home, you know, cleaning up after ourselves, that type of thing. Obviously, when we're all home all day long, it's, you know, important to be responsible, to all care about each other and support each other. And so, you know, that way mom and dad can get their work done and everybody can get their schoolwork done and we all feel happy at the end of the day. So one of us is taking care of cleaning up breakfast, getting everybody organized, somebody's doing the farm chores, and then we are starting to get together for 9 o'clock when he has to be on Zoom. After that class is over, we go through our checklist of what we need to get done. So we look on the chalkboard and what are the other things that are required for that day. So thankfully, again, the teacher is giving us a curriculum to work through. Every week she gives us a calendar, which is amazing. So all I have to do is just make sure I'm managing that curriculum that she's created already. And that gives me a really good sense of maybe what I could do in the future if I choose to homeschool. But again, I'm so thankful for her, and she's been like an angel, honestly, and I could honestly cry. Like when she is teaching my son and the other class, I just want to cry. She's just such an amazing person, and it makes me respect teachers so much. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I'm like, I really applied myself in college, but I struggled in elementary school and junior high, and I wish I had a little bit of a better education. And my parents were very overwhelmed with life, which I totally understand. And, you know, it's hard to balance everything as a parent, and I'm trying to find that every single day. But my children's education is really important to me. So while Oliver's doing his school, while he's in Zoom, I'm trying to keep Isaiah busy with puzzles, you know, basic kind of shapes, things like that. That's what we're really working on since he's still preschool age, and just having a lot of outdoor time for them to run around, get some fresh air. And they're also, you know, doing age-appropriate chores throughout the day to help keep their rooms clean, help us clean up after meals, and help out with easy chores around the farm, things they like too, like feeding the animals, giving the animals water, putting, you know, the compost bucket in the compost, things like that. So that's kind of what our routine looks like right now. We are done with school at around 1:30, and then it's pretty much kind of free time.
Olive egg, and that's a true olive egg.
We do quiet time after lunch. We do school until lunchtime. We do lunchtime. We have quiet time. That is a time for Oliver to read while Isaiah takes a nap. And that usually lasts 2 or 3 hours. That gives me a chance, well, 2, 3's kind of like, that's a really good nap. That's when I have time to do the things I need to do, like film videos. If I want to take free time, I use that time to try to get my me time in. And then once they're up, we're gonna start getting to the second half of the day when we're spending time outside, and we're gonna start getting and moving towards dinner. Then dinner's at around 5:30. We clean up after dinner. We start winding down for bed. Maybe we're gonna have a bath. We have baths or showers every other night. And then we, you know, do our bedtime routine. And then we're to sleep at 8 o'clock. And the same thing starts over the next day. So just trying to keep our sanity and do a good job balancing everything. And I wanted to do this video. I wanted to share with you guys what our routine has been looking like, but I would love to hear a little bit about your routine. And I think that's it. That was pretty quick, but I should probably go because Isaiah is going to be waking up any moment. And I will, see you guys in the next video. Bye.